If you post anything with Winnie the Pooh on RedNotes, they will immediately ban your account. So when I woke up this morning, I found out two things. One, TikTok is back up and running. Great! Also, I'm banned for RedNotes. I knew it was going to happen after I was on it for only a few hours. To all the people who have been glazing the Chinese government nonstop ever since they checked out RedNotes, you're delusional. And I'm not sitting here trying to tell you that our government is great. But what I am saying, stuff like the TikTok ban is normal in China. Whereas here in the US, it's heavily controversial and people have been outspoken against it from the get-go. RedNotes is actually owned, managed, and censored by the CCP. And this is the translated version of what I got with my first violation on RedNotes. Like, read this. There is illegal information in your background image. Must not harm national interest. For those who can't figure out the obvious implications of this, you're not allowed to criticize the Chinese government on RedNotes. You're not allowed to criticize communism on RedNotes. And you're not allowed to promote any political ideology other than communism on RedNotes. I mean, for Christ's sakes, the app is literally named after Mao Zedong's Little Red Book, which was a pamphlet that the Chinese Communist Party passed out during Mao Zedong's Cultural Revolution. Even the name is a blatant nod to communist propaganda. These were the last several posts I made on my RedNotes account before I was banned. You're not allowed to point out that you don't need an oligarchy to live under tyranny. I'm not even allowed to ask people if they've read Thomas Sowell's Applied Economics, or post a photo of the book. And of course, the last post that probably got me banned, you're not allowed to post anything Winnie the Pooh related. And if you don't know why you're not allowed to post anything Winnie the Pooh related, it's because somebody compared Winnie the Pooh to Xi Jinping, the leader of the Chinese Communist Party. He didn't like the joke, so he's been censoring anything Winnie the Pooh related ever since. Even South Park made an episode making fun of him for it. But look at this little icon that got attached to half of my content that I was posting on RedNotes. There's a closer look for you. And that's what that translates to. While RedNotes will tell you no politics allowed whatsoever, the platform is crawling with communist propaganda. So let's be clear, communism is definitely allowed on RedNotes as long as you're a communist. Criticism of communism or any other political ideology will get you censored. So for those of you who are blindly believing that we have been misled by our government and oligarchy and capitalist propaganda after being on RedNotes for a few short days, keep in mind, you're not allowed to question their political ideology over there. What they say goes and you can't ask questions. Look, you have every right to be pissed off at the US government right now. I've always been pissed off at the US government. You're preaching to the choir here. But the fact that you're able to be loud and vocal about your opposition to the US government in the US is something that you would not be able to do in China to the CCP. Because RedNotes is a heavily censored and sanitized platform, you are not in any way, shape, or form getting a valid depiction of what life in China is actually like under the CCP. Be mad at the US government for banning TikTok, but don't let your emotions cloud your judgment. Communism is bad. The Chinese government is tyrannical. Don't let the perception that they are passing along on an app that they have total control over skew your judgment. And if what I've said here doesn't change your mind, try posting a photo of Winnie the Pooh on RedNotes. See where it gets you.